any program, there are those things that are, you can see that there are programs like bulk waste removal, national cleanup, where the Ministry of Environment is working hand in hand with persons to get them to like offering incentives and so on. But unfortunately, in any program, there are always those persons who do not comply, who do other things, or maybe are not as cognizant of their actions in terms of not being, of preventing persons from enjoying their own property. So this program that is being conducted is one where persons are, where the collaboration between the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Health, and to some extent the Ministry of Houses and Lands, that they're working together to ensure that we do something about those persons who do not, who are a bit negligent in the removal or dealing with overgrown vegetation on their lots. So the legislation has changed, the nuisances legislation has changed, and that amendment now allows for the environmental health officers who will go out and they will do their normal inspections. When they've done their inspections, if they find lots which have overgrown vegetation on them, they will serve a notice. That notice is usually about 21 days, and after that 21 days, persons will be charged for not removing the vegetation. That charge is it's an administrative charge. It's $300. What the inspectors would then also do would, if after that period of time the lot still continues not to be clean, they will turn the lot over to the Ministry of Environment. This is the collaboration with the Ministry of Environment now, where the Ministry of Environment will go ahead and clean the lot. So you will expect to see the lot clean. What I must stress also is that cleaning, there will be a charge attached to that. There's a cleaning fee. So there are two bits of money that you're going to pay. You're going to pay for not cleaning your lot, and you're going to pay for getting your lot clean. So as I said, it's a carrot and stick. There's all the other programs that are going on at home, but then there are also that program which is now telling persons, well, hey, we are cleaning up this country, we are allowing persons to enjoy their property, and if you are one of those persons who have overgrown vegetation on your lots, who have refuse on your lots, who you have cowics growing on your lots, especially in developments and other neighborhoods, then there's a piece of legislation and there's a program that deals with those situations. And that program has started. There are notices that are presently being served. We officially started the program on the 1st of November. However, as with all programs, it takes a little time for the machinery to start raining, but the notices have been served, and I think by the end of this month, we should be in a place now to start serving administrative penalty notices, which means persons will be seeing a charge, $300 charge for cleaning their lots. And if after they receive that $300 charge and they do not proceed to clean their lots, Ministry of Environment will step in, clean the lot, and they will get a bill. No, not a charge, a bill for for the cleaning of their lots conducted by Ministry of Environment. The cost will have to do with the size of the lot, and it also has to be factored in what else is on the lot, what are the conditions of the lot. So if you have a lot that's only grass, that will be significantly less than if you have a lot with grass and, let's say, refuse, accumulation of old stuff on the lot and so on, because now the amount of truckloads that have to be taken away and the machinery type that move that truckload would be different. So there will be varying prices.
Flat lot,
Yeah, exactly. There may be a flat lot, a slope lot, one that's going down into a gully. All those things will factor in to determining the price. So if you know you have a lot, clean it before someone else has to clean it for you. The legislation says that any grass that is over 2 feet tall and anything over that is overgrown. So if you have grass on your lot, and I put my tape on it, it is considered overgrown.
Question, Louis and Graham, Barbados today. So in these situations where there are those who might not be able to afford their lawns spot or their yards or their property put down to be within the stipulations, and then they reach that point where they're going to be charged, what happens then? If
Okay.
they can't afford one, then they will not be able to afford
Look, very excellent question. The legislation does speak to that. There is a relief board, which is found in the Ministry of Housing, I think it's Ministry of Housing and Lands. I think that's where the relief board is, and they can apply to the relief board for relief. There are, in any program, there will always be persons who are unable to meet the treaty standard, but those persons will have to speak to the environmental officers before the administrative penalty is served. Even sometimes it is better to do it that way. But if it perchance that the administrative penalty is served and they find that they're having that issue, then the legislation speaks to their ability to appeal to the relief board, and the relief board then will consider their circumstances as well as the lot and whatever, and work within those parameters to see how they can assist. There are always, as I said, there are persons who are unable to pay, there are persons who may be indigent, persons who may be otherwise physically unable, persons on welfare. Whatever the case is, that will be considered by the relief board, and a determination will be made from that, will be made as to how we can proceed.
And so then, can Barbados take the initiative and reach out to the ministry to get a lot clean?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.